So Zaha Hadid Architects is based in London, set up by Zaha Hadid. We're in the Aquatic Centre, which was the Aquatic Centre for the 2012 Games. This is why it was built, along with the other venues in the Olympic Park in East London. And today I think it's the most successful legacy facility from the Games. With over 1 million users every year, from 4,000 kids learning to swim here every week. Forest Green Rovers was wanting to do something very civic, to do a 5,000 seated stadium for football.
Obviously we're located at the top of a steep hill, fairly narrow road, kind of like a one-way road because it doesn't go anywhere out the back, so everybody coming to the game comes up the hill and goes down the hill after the game, so that causes traffic problems. Our lack of space means we've got a lack of parking. So we've got room for 150 cars here at the ground, and then the school I think adds another 50 to 100, and then everything else has to be parked on the streets. We run a park and ride when we can. Renishaw's allow us to use their car park.
I mean, stadiums are known for being surrounded by tarmac and lots of surface car parking, particularly in out-of-town locations. This will be the complete opposite. It starts with the overall form, which is a silhouette which reduces the height as much as possible. So it kind of, in a way, it mimics a little hill. And from there, we tried to mitigate that by using timber and then landscaping throughout, creating lots of biodiversity, looking at lots of natural local species. So this really feels like a park and a continuation of the existing landscape.
With the new place we get to start from scratch and design it to be sustainable from the beginning, which is a very different kind of thing, and we'll have a very different outcome. It'll be bigger, it will help us to move up through the leagues and sustain ourselves ultimately in the championship. It'll be the most sustainable sports complex football ground in the world. You know, it'll be a world-class facility in Stroud for this little football club. So we're stood here in the Carol Embry, our main suite, and today we've had to shut it to new people coming in because it's full. It's reaching its legal limit, and as you can see, it's jam-packed with people getting ready for the game, which is super. You know, we're trying to open a bar downstairs in the old gym. We're trying to expand the catering around the ground to cope with the bigger crowds we're having, and we're actually running out of grid, which is just amazing.
The building needs to have an extremely low carbon footprint, using timber to build pretty much all of the stadium. And this would communicate the values of the club and also embed it into its landscape in a very natural, harmonious way.
Well, it's just much easier to get to. I mean, it's right on junction 13 of the motorway on the 419, so much bigger roads, bigger, better bus routes. We can also create walkways for people to walk up, cycle up, all the kind of stuff we can't do here. And of course, lots of room for car parking as well. If you look at our location here, we're hard to get to, there's no room. Eco Park is the opposite of all of that. And I think Eco Park will give us the space to host people better, but it also give us the location that will help us to grow the crowds as well, because we're so accessible from the north and the south and everywhere to this bigger audience of people. So it's absolutely fundamental to our plan to get to the championship and stay in the championship.